They say, do what you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Well, I love eating, but trust me, this is work.
So this is a perfect bite.
Yummy.
It's good. Delicious.
Don't get me wrong, I've always dreamt of being a chef. But after realizing that I could burn water, I just thought I'd leave the cooking to the professionals. After years of being a professional eater, yes, that's what I call my job, featuring chefs and restaurants. For me, one thing stands out. Every bite tells a story. And every dish is a chef pouring their heart and soul into their craft. Really, the best way to understand a chef is to start at the plate. Join us as we dive into the kitchens of passionate chefs who cook from their heart, weaving memories, dreams, and inspirations into every plate they serve. This is the Lifestyle Lab's Chef Chronicles, Flavors Untold. So, let's dig in.
This is the cow camu. It's braised pork leg, which I learned in Chiang Mai. In fact, for 5 days straight, I ate this just to remember the flavors.
We heard that Chef Rhea Rizzo's well-loved Mrs. Aldo's restaurant in Silang, Cavite is now in Makati for a pop-up in Caravan Plaza. Opened a month ago, Chef Rhea has added some exciting dishes to the menu. I met Chef Rhea a couple years ago when I heard about this much-loved hidden restaurant in Silang, Cavite. But more than the flavors, it's her story that intrigued me most.
I'm French classically trained, and I started working in hotels and other restaurants, and then I realized, that my kids needed me at the time. So I had to stop. My daughter with autism spectrum disorder. She's happy. For me, I think for any parent, right? You just really want your children to be happy.
But your story is so inspiring in such a way that, a lot of us make sacrifices and we do things for our family, especially
Correct.
when you have children. And you did that and you still found your way back. Tell us how that happened for you.
Well, the story really was watching Netflix. And the episode was Kagan. And for whatever reason, I felt connected to his story. So after the episode, I remember I was crying. So my husband Dave asked me, do you want to go back to the kitchen? And I said, yes, I want to go back. So he encouraged me to write him an email. And I did.
If you don't mind me asking, what did you write in the letter?
I introduced myself. I told him that I'm already a mom, but I'm also classically trained. I work in restaurants and hotels. And I know that I'm not young anymore, and that his story resonated with me so much that I wanted to work for someone like him. So after a week, I received a call from him, and I think it was such a blur. All I said was, yes, chef, I'll be there. And after a month, I flew before he can even change his mind.
Chef Gagan Anand is a acclaimed chef known for his innovative and experimental approach to Indian cuisine. His restaurant Gagan was named Asia's Best Restaurant 4 times by Asia's 50 Best Restaurants and achieved 2 Michelin stars.
How was that experience like for you?
Very good. I would say it's really one of the most challenging, emotionally, physically, mentally, but sometimes when you put yourself in this kind of situations and you finish it and you finish it well. What he shared before he even started the restaurant was the constant challenges, family, even professionally. So it kind of resonated with me in a way that he did not give up.
Yeah.
Especially in this industry, it's a very hard industry. And I don't know, like for some reason, his story just really touched something in me, and I wanted to like work for somebody who's like that, who's never given up.
Working with Gagan introduced Chef Rhea to Southeast Asian flavors. And I remember that when I first ate at Mrs. Saldo's.
Oh wow. I love that kick. Sweet, spicy, and creamy. Oh, that's just perfect. It tastes very authentic, but the twist is in the smokiness of the prawn. It's really, it adds to the elements of this dish. I love it.
This is our Thai fish curry. It's really one of our best sellers. And we serve it with peanut sauce on top. With, again, just for texture, we added the fried shallots and with sticky rice.
Delicious Thai curry. Wow. Peanut butter, coconutty, creamy, and then the crunchiness of the shallots, and then the freshness of the seafood. This one reminds me of my trips because I do love Thai food, and this takes me back to being in Thailand. Delicious. This is very interesting. It's fried rendang donuts. The donuts are crispy because it's fried, crispy outside, then really, really tender inside.
In my experience, tasting Chef Rhea's dishes felt like my palate was traveling. And after mastering Southeast Asian cuisines, it's great to hear that she's exploring and reinventing Philippine flavors.
For me, that was one of the most memorable kansi I've ever had. And so I thought okay, how do we elevate that, right? So we make the kansi broth traditionally, and then we braise it for a long time. Then we added demi-glace just to make it more elevated. And because I always like using French sauces, so then it becomes more concentrated. And then we serve that with the calamansi garlic schmaltz rice with crispy chicken skin on top.
I love kansi. That's good with the rice. The meat is so flavorful. I won't even I'll show you just how tender it is. I will not use a knife. Just falls off. It's so easy. See?
So I thought of instead of sweet biaya, it's savory. So we make the hamba pork, and then we serve it with a Xi'an sauce. So it's gonna be more on the black vinegar side and soy sauce.
Dip. It's so flaky. This is so inventive, and I really liked it. I think I'm gonna crave this. You gotta try it. It's really good.
A lot of our guests now, they travel a lot. So they're more exposed to this kind of ingredients and techniques, right? So meaning I kind of have to exactly, bring those memories back. I had a guest and she said to me, Rhea, they just left Bacolod 2 days ago, and then they came here knowing that we have the inasal and the kansi, the piaya. So precisely what you said, they miss those flavors and then they come to me. I love learning.
Yes.
It's that continuous growth, right? So I can fly to Southeast Asia again and start learning more about Indonesian cuisine or Malaysian cuisine. I think there's really something about constant learning. For me, it was not even the flavor, but it's how I felt after having that dish. And it wasn't, I don't think it was even a complicated dish, but it's how I felt after eating that.
Yes.
And it's the love, the attention, the care that we're really given to that particular dish. And I remember, if I'm gonna cook for somebody, I want them to feel the exact same way that I did after eating that dish.
During our shoot, my producers told me that Chef Rhea was watching me from afar. I didn't even know it because I didn't see her. But that just proves how great chefs really observe, and it brings them joy seeing their guests enjoy what they've carefully crafted in their kitchen. At a young age, Chef Rhea already knew she wanted to be a chef. And along the way, there were some plot twists, but she still found her path.
My journey was not a straight line, but it led me to where I am now. Deep in our hearts, there's always this whisper of like, what's your passion? What do you really want to do in life, right? And we can be held back by so many things. But for me, if I allowed fear to stop me from doing what I really wanted, like I can't imagine, you know what I mean? Like to not do something that I love because I was afraid of trying. Again, what's the worst thing that can happen? You fail, and then, you know what, maybe let's do an iteration. Let's look at it from a different approach, and then let's try. Let's just try until you really find that the thing that works for you. For my son, he's thriving. I think, I would like to think he's proud of me. But for any parent, I really want to show him that even at my age, right, that I pursued something that I love. And I hope that will inspire him to be more courageous.
As I finished my meal in Mrs. Saldo's, I was reminded that it's never too late to follow your passion and purpose. Life might take you on an unexpected path, and yes, sometimes dreams may be put on hold, but the spark can still always ignite. Chef Rhea's story proves that setbacks do not define us. It actually can prepare us for something greater. Chef Chele Gonzalez is no stranger to anyone who loves fine dining in the Philippines. This Michelin-trained chef is one of the pioneers of molecular gastronomy, showcasing Philippine ingredients. He's established many award-winning restaurants and was recognized as Asia's most influential. I first saw Chef Chele in the global stage at the Madrid Fusion as he was showcasing Filipino ingredients. At that moment, I thought that it was inspiring to see a Spanish chef not just shine a spotlight on Philippine ingredients, but Filipino chefs as well. We visited his flagship restaurant, Gallery by Chele. In Cavite, he opened up Asador Alfonso. And now, one of his newest ventures is the restaurant at the rooftop of Westin Manila, Cantabria. This venture holds a special place in his heart, as it's not just a restaurant, but a tribute to his roots. Chef Chele named Cantabria after the very place he was born. It's more than just a name, it's a piece of home woven into the heart of this restaurant.
So Cantabria, what is Cantabria? So Cantabria is home. It's where I grew up, it's where I spend most of my life. My family memories, my way to feel safe.
As a kid, Chef Chele spent his summers in a quiet fishing town, and those summers sparked his lifelong love for the ocean and everything it brings.
When I was a kid, and we used to go out, we don't go to dine that often, but we always, choose to eat seafood. Luxury, when I was a kid, it was, to eat seafood more than a steak or anything else. So be able to bring to the Philippines this very unique, flavorful, full of collagen dish that is the turbot, it made me very happy. That represents my fisherman childhood. When I was a kid, I spent summertime in a small fisherman town called Suances. My family led me there, it was vacation time, and I had to find my way to enjoy with my friends. So we usually go to fish a lot. Small shrimps, octopus, fish. So I don't know, Cantabria, that's why I wanted this restaurant to be more focused in seafood, even though we have beautiful steaks, because it brings me to those, memories.
As Chef Chele presents each plate, he doesn't just serve food, he tells a story. With every dish, there's a moment, a memory, a piece of his life. He described the inspiration behind each creation, like the anchovies he used to catch as a boy. Inspired by those childhood moments, Chef Chele reimagined his grandmother's anchovy for his own menu. This braised beef and porcini ravioli tapa is a tribute to his mom, when she would make him cannellonis every Saturday for lunch. And these creamy chili crab croquetas, although an iconic Spanish tapa, his version is inspired by his travels in Asia.
Cantabria is very unknown, but actually it's in the North region, and it's the border to the Basque Country, one of the most famous Spanish regions and cuisines, not only in Spain but in the world. I feel that Cantabria is underrated because it's exactly in the same geographical space. So we have the same ingredients. One of the best seafoods in the world is there. It's a microclimate in the Atlantic. We're in front of France, very close to Britain, where they also say one of the best seafoods in the world. But it's very unknown.
One main seafood dish is the mero al horno con patata panadera, made with a locally sourced fish, but cooked just like he would prepare a turbot back in Spain. With its punchy, vinegary taste, he says it's a hit with Filipino diners.
Beautiful seafoods, but also we are a place where we have one of the best cows, best beef in Spain.
While seafood holds a special place in his heart, the meats on his menu are just as remarkable. Each dish crafted with the same level of care and artistry. Like the grilled pork Iberico steak, paired with a red mojo sauce from the Canary Islands, and another from a blend of paprika, citrus, and cilantro.
So I wanted to bring home to Manila. I want to bring home to you.
Over the years, Chef Chele has shown us that his work is about so much more than food. It's about creating unforgettable dining experiences that push the boundaries of what we expect. At Gallery by Chele, we watched him work like a culinary scientist, working with his lab equipment and experimenting with fermentation to unlock the new depths of flavor. At Cantabria, we discovered a different side of him, one that channels his passion into dishes that pay homage to his heritage, capturing the authentic flavors of his hometown and sharing it to us with every bite.
I don't want to have a Spanish restaurant that it will be the same than the other Spanish restaurants. So I have different Spanish restaurants. I want each one of the concepts that I create or develop have a personality.
Exploring Chef Chele's roots is just one of the facets of his story, a unique flavor that he wants us to savor. And there's so much more yet to unfold.
With Chele González behind the concept, it will always be a surprise.